Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Angie. How are you? It's good to see you. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. I do. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. We have a cameo appearance, or a catio cameo appearance by Mr. Charlie today. Hi, Noe. Hi, Tori. Hi, Candy. And Chance is wandering around here somewhere. I thought he'd be up here with us. Well, we have a cameo appearance by the very seldom seen Charlie. He rarely comes out. He's usually sound asleep. Put your head down here. There you go. So everybody can see your pretty face. Yes, Sir Charles has graced us with Sir Charles has graced us with his presence. Chance is on the floor. Are you coming up? Are you going to come up and say hello? Because sometimes it just doesn't work out for me to get him out, you know. Scooch over so they can see your face. Yeah, scooch over. That way they can see you. Yes, this is Charlie. He is getting some age on him. But who isn't, right? Yeah, he's coughing a lot and he just doesn't. Some days are rough. Some days are rough for Charlie. Today's been a good day though so far. Hi, Mickey. Today's been a good day so far, right? Yeah, so he's up here just all stretched out and I thought, well, he's being so cute and sweet. Cute and sweet. I'd share him with you. He is handsome, isn't he? He is such a handsome boy. He's such a handsome boy. He really is. And he is such a love. Such a love of a kitty. So I thought I'd come hit the go live button a little early and you could just, and I know that the camera is going to go in and out. I don't have any way to shut the autofocus off on this camera that you're looking through, so yes, so we'll just have to put up with it, won't we? He's just such a love. I need to paint him. Hello, Miss Sherry. Hello. Hi, Cindy. Just giving everybody time. Noe, what's your weather like now? Hi, Marilyn. What's your weather like over in Israel? Ours is cooling off a little bit. Today the humidity's been kind of high. Hi, Ilona. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen you for so long. It's so good to see you in the chat. Let's see. Colorado blue skies. CJ? Oh, you're in a heat wave. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh, bless your heart. Is it CJ? Hi, Antoinette from Holland. 20 degrees. I'm assuming that's Celsius, but I don't remember the conversion. I don't know Celsius. Hi, Barbara Clark. Hi, Sandy. Can't stay? Oh. Oh. Big hugs to you being at the dentist. Oh, good, CJ. I'm glad. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Terry. Good to see everybody. Charlie has graced us with his present. He's shedding like mad. And so I thought we'd just start the show. And there will be, autofocus will be going in and out on him as he moves around. I don't have any way to shut it off with this camera. Any hoot. So this is Charlie Boy, who very seldom graces us with his presence. He usually chooses to stay asleep in the other room. Don't ya? Chance is all on the floor. I'll show you. This is going to make you a little, here, I'll do this. Then I'll move the camera so it doesn't make you completely sick. there's Chance, okay, and there's my chair. So he's right down there. He's right down there. I don't know why he's not coming up here. Normally he does, but today not so much. Today not so much. So see if I can get the shot back where you can see Mr. Charlie. Yes, because everybody wants to see you. Everybody wants to see your pretty face. So I'm just looking at the chat for a little bit and giving everybody time to get here, and letting Charlie have his entire cameo appearance. Scooch back just a little bit. Just a little bit. There you go. That way everybody can see you. There you go. Otherwise you get completely obscured by the logo. Yeah. How's Gail? Nightbot's here. Happy thoughts to you too, Sandy. That's fine, Barbara. No worries. No worries. Lurk away. Lurk away. I think Clausman will be here, and he'll keep an eye on things. If we move you a little bit, that flower and the logo will be right on your eye. That'd be funny. Yes. Here's Chance. He's joined the party now. Did you join the party? You did? Yes. You want on my lap, don't you? All right. Come over here for a minute. These are known as the sponsors for anybody who happens to be new around here. These are the sponsors, and we call them the sponsors because they usually, operative word, usually let me stream. Yes, they usually let me stream. Not always. Sometimes they decide to stand on the other side of the door and whine with their mouths right up against the door. Yeah. Oh, let's see. Thanks, Candy. Hi, Bonnie. California. Boy, I hope that gets under control soon. Hi, Annette. Oh, they're so fat. These cats are so fat. Ugh. So fat. So fat. So fat. Do you see this? This is gut. This is gut right here. This is not fur. This is gut. See? Yeah. I know. You don't like me playing with it. I don't blame you. They came fat, didn't you? They came fat. They got fatter. I've tried all kinds of things to slim them down. Didn't make any difference. Didn't help a thing. Even used prescription cat food from the vet because I thought, well, I'll try that. $40 a bag. Small bag at that. And boy, was that stuff. Not only was that stuff expensive, but they both have, especially this one has a sensitive gut. And so when he decides to get sick, he gets sick a lot, like a lot of times. And oh, that cat food was just the most staining stuff. It was bad news. It was bad news, wasn't it? Hello, Linda McAllister. There's Clausman. Linda McAllister. Hi, Carla. You trimmed my wallet right down. And we did it for probably 6 months. Didn't help anything. We didn't trim an ounce off of this thing. Not an ounce. And Chance is too fat too, so I finally just went to sensitive stomach food, and that helps sometimes. The problem with these guys is they don't chew their food. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Kate. Yeah, they don't chew their food, but they don't have any teeth. So there is that. All right, so Mr. Sponsor, are you ready to go in the other room so I can get busy? It says, no, I want to stay right here. I want to stay right here. with everybody, right? Yeah, I know. Okay. And that's enough of the sponsors. Okay. All right. So we've had the sponsor sighting. So I remembered, and Charlie cooperated, and so did Chance, more or less. All right. Let me go deposit them back in, which may take me a red hot minute, back in their room. So I'll be back in a little bit. Chance, kitty, 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 come on. And now the game of catch me if you can. Come on. Come on. Yeah, come on. Come on, hurry up. I got work to do. Come on. Oh, what a good boy you are. Oh my goodness, he went in there by himself. All right, wash my hands, be right back. So, welcome to everyone. It's Drama Free Friday. It is Drama Free Friday. Hi, Shu. Hi, Tracy. And anybody that I happen to miss, please know that I'm thrilled that you're here. Thank you for joining us. Uh-oh. Just as I was going to get this open, guess who shows up? The technical department, also known as the drink police. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness. Wow, Bonnie, that's quite a dog. Hi, Ann-Lar. So I don't know if the Mary ITA is here or not. Some of you, I'm sure, that are here are involved with the hop that's been going on. It started really early this morning, so I only caught like 10 minutes of it. And then I think it's resuming again this evening at some point. So if anybody here you can't put links in, but you can put information in the chat if you want to. And I think that what they're doing, if I remember correctly, because as I said, I haven't kept up with it, they are doing favorite techniques, I believe. Each person is. Okay, so Ampex Creation is on at 10:30, and this is Eastern, right? Eastern? And then Mary comes on after that. Ann-Lar. So everybody's putting their things in there, so that's good. The times that they're going to be on. Favorite supply or technique. Okay, cool. So the only one I saw, and I only saw part of it, was I saw Lizzie Brewer. So you can go back and you can see, because of course they're all recorded. And Lizzie was doing Zentangle with stencils, and that was really a great idea. Great idea. And I saw like a smidgen of Kathy Berg. And she was doing something with a jelly plate. I mean, it was just like this much, and that's all I got to see. So I'll have to go back and watch again. Had Linda Patrick. And Linda McAllister is involved. Did you already stream, Linda? Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Tink. You're not late. We haven't done anything yet. You just missed the cats. Tink, you missed the cats. So, in case there are people here that don't know, you can scroll back in real time. So, if you have the strong desire to see the sponsors right now, you can't wait, you can scroll back in real time and you can see them. Yes, it's an art hop with favorite techniques. Linda McAllister already did stream. Okay. So, Is the Marriottier, is she like the place that people could go and find all of the links? You did a crappy video, Linda? Linda, I find that hard to believe. I find that difficult to believe. I think it's the Marriottier. Okay, here you go. Hashtag time for, that's the number, for art. So that's how you're going to find it. Okay, hashtag time for art. So you can put that in the search bar for YouTube, and that'll get you there. So there you go. That's easy. That's easy button. So everybody said no, she did not do a crappy job. So Linda McAllister, you have been said to be wrong. I bet it's the first time in your entire life. Hi, Tracy. Everybody gets to be wrong once, right? You are welcome. I just thought I would try to include that information right up front because I'm not so good at remembering as we go along. Hi, Linda. Notifications. Who knows? Who knows about notifications? You haven't missed a thing. All I've done is show the cats because they were cooperating. Had a little swig of coffee and just shot the breeze with everybody. That's all. So there you go. Okay. There seems to be a very great discrepancy in the chat. Linda McAllister said everything went wrong, everything was terrible, and everybody else said it was fine. So I don't know because I wasn't there. Hi, Malia. Okay, Becky's putting stuff in the chat, so that's great. She's putting in times and names of people. But as she, every so often, Becky, if you think about it, would you just post that hashtag again? Because then, in the chat, because then people will be able to, if they miss it, they'll be able to get it, and then they can go watch the hop. It's really fun to be able to see different people's opinions and ideas that they use in their own creative processes. Thanks, Becky. So, I think it's really fun. And also, it gets exposure for people who haven't been streaming very long. And so, if you want to build your channel or if you want to gain a greater following, it's a great thing. It's a great way to do it. Speaking of, we are approaching quickly 26,000 subscribers here. And so if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I would love for you to. If you are a regular viewer or if you are new to my channel, I would love for you to do that. Click the subscribe button. And yeah, that would be wonderful. So thank you so much for doing that. We'd love to get to 26. Is that 26 or 25? No, it's 25. Oh, gave myself another bunch of subscribers. We're close to 25,000. Dangerously close. Dangerously close. We can almost touch it. So anyway, if you want to help us reach a milestone, that would be great. And if you'd share with your friends, if you like what I do here, share with your friends. If you don't like what I do here, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Angie says both of me are subscribed. There you go. Thank you. If there's more than one of you. Yeah, it was actually 25, Linda. I gave myself a whole extra 1,000 people. Brain fart. So anyway, okay, shall we start? We're going to do something today that I've never done before. I've played with it the tiniest little bit earlier today. Because I thought, I hate to just come on here and make a complete and utter fool of myself. Although it still could happen. The day is young. The day is young. I still could make an utter fool of myself. Anyway, let's put this away, shall we? So I don't get too much trouble with the technical police. Yeah. How is Race? Anyway, I haven't talked to him for a couple of days. I miss you, Race. I'm just saying. So, I'm going to show you this real quick. This is a piece in progress. Progress and process. Yes. Progress and process. Hello, Chris. Good to see you. Hi, Nancy. Good to see you. And oh, Race isn't here. Okay. Well, I could have sworn he was. Anyway, sometimes I like to show you things that are in process, and just because. So I thought I would show you this. And this is a piece of fabric that I am creating. So there's the corner of it. It's about fat quarter size. So this is a piece of fabric I'm doing. And this is from the VIP group at HowToGetCreative.com. This was one of the things that we did for creating your own patterns and so forth. Anyway, I just thought I would show it to you. I don't know if I showed it to you last week or not, as it was in process. But this is a repeating pattern that I drew. These are leaves from my ivy bed, and these are just made up roses and made up leaves. And so Marilyn, just a second, I'll answer that question if I can remember. So anyway, it is in process. This is all done with Inktense pencils, and I'm ready to decide if I'm going to fill in some patterns, which I think I might. I haven't decided for sure, but I might add some smaller patterns, some polka dots or something, because I think I'd like to do that. And then I'm going to paint the background. So anyway, I'm going to do that. Maybe. Haven't decided for sure. Anyway, this was one of the things that we did that I was showing in the VIP group, which met last week. If you, what we do in the VIP group is I have a class just for them every month, and then also we have a live show and share that we have together. It is such a great group of people. So anyway, if you're interested, you're welcome to check that out. You can go to HowToGetCreative.com, and you can find all the information there always. Okay. So the question was, Marilyn wanted to know about noodles. So let me go get my apron so I can explain that. Okay? You cannot come out right now. No, you cannot come out. Chance was plastered up against the door because he thought if I'm going to open the door, he's going to make a run for it. Okay, so I'll explain to you about this apron. Don't mind the cat hair, okay? Don't mind the cat hair. Looks like my chat has croaked on me, so let me start again here. Let me reload my chat. Okay, where is your things? Here we go. Come on, here we go. Gracious. All right. You guys might have just gone quiet. I was thinking that my chat had croaked on me. Okay. Back to the noodles and so forth. So this is an apron I made a number of years ago. Thanks, Becky. Thank you. And so this is an apron that I did. This was from a class, a live class that I taught. That it was, we called it mixed media I don't know, mixed media for fabric painters or fabric, I don't know. It was a fabric mixed media thing. So this is, these are flowers that are pins. I turned them into pins. I just safety pinned them on. You're waiting for Race to come back. Gotcha. You're waiting for him to give me trouble. So these are flowers made from a fabric paper that is created with painty paper towels. And so this is from a class that we have from HowToGetCreative.com, but it's free here on YouTube. And it is called, what? Boy, I've lost it. I don't remember what the name of the class is, to tell you the truth. If Race is here, he might be able to tell you, but he might be busy too. Anyway, we have 12 classes, 12 sample classes here on YouTube, and this is one of them. If I'd known, look at that cat hair. If I'd known I was going to do this, I would have pulled the name of the class up, but I don't remember. Hi, Janice. Oh, Malia's shopping. Sorry, my throat's a little wacky. It gets worse as the day goes on, so just so you know. So this is from the same thing. Anyway, then what I did also with all these techniques is I embroidered the name of whatever the technique was. I embroidered it on this apron after I took the samples and applied them to this apron. So this says noodles, and that's what these are. These are noodles, and so is this. So it's just using probably, this was either wire or it was either wire or pipe cleaners that, you know, just has a bunch of stuff wound around it. Same thing here. This is sun printing in the back that creates this pocket. Thank you, Chris. Fabric paper, circle flowers. Fast and fun. That's the name of this class. That's the name of this class. It's here on YouTube. Here's another one of those. Here's another one of those. This one has seen better days. Bless its heart. Okay, sun printing, that's what this is in here. So this is sun printing. This is dyed or painted. I don't remember. It's been too long ago. This has been probably 15, 20 years ago since I did this. But this is dryer sheets, I think. Don't remember exactly. This is fusible web in here, as is this. So this is fusible web, which is normally something that connects two things together, but it's used in a different way. A lot of these things are covered in the last class that I just posted on How to Get Creative, which is called Non-Woven Wonders. Hi, Krissa. Hi, Miko. Miko. Oh my goodness. Miko. I haven't seen you for such a long time. I'm so glad you're here. Miko Fosho. That is Miko. So good to see you, Miko. Hi, Barbara. This is another couple of pockets. This is, what is this? Tyvek, I think. I think these pieces in here are Tyvek. This is confetti. Different kinds of confetti, two different kinds of fabric confetti on here. This is more fusible web. This is, see this? Look, this is proof that I actually have used glitter in my life. This is art glitter right here. Glitter's not my favorite thing in the whole world. Down here is, this is a poorly done example of paint sticks. This is cheesecloth, so this is dyed cheesecloth. that is going around here. Hi, Julie. And Angelina. The Angelina is in, let's see, where's the Angelina? I think the Angelina is in this piece down here. This is fabric paper. This is another free class here on YouTube. Another one of the classes from the website that's here on YouTube. It's fabric paper from construction paper, kids construction paper, and then it has free motion stitching on here. There was something else under here that I had done with the embroidery machine, and I picked all the threads out because it was no longer appropriate, whatever that was. And then I put this over the top of it and did free motion stitching. And then this is all dyed, sun printed dyed fabric around the edge, the binding. This is more cheesecloth around here. That's a long-winded version of telling you, answering the question that Marilyn asked, and that was, what are noodles? And these are noodles, and these are noodles. Okay? So, it's a really good way. You know, it's like making books are a great way to keep track of your techniques, or putting things in a journal or whatever. This is a great way to keep track of fabric techniques, because every time I put it on myself, I look at it and I go, oh yeah, I should do that. You know, I should do a class about that. I should do this. I should do that. So anyway, hopefully that helps. You are welcome. You're very welcome. So that was that. Okay, so last week we did this little project. Did any of you make any of these? One Friday I should show you treasures that I've made years ago. Oh, okay. I can do that. Yeah, it's a mixed media sampler on fabric. But it's fun because it's something that's utilitarian. So, and that thing, although it's not washable, I have worn it for years, and you know, I'm kind of careful that I don't like smear paint all over it and stuff, but if it gets splattered, that's okay with me. Yeah. So Becky did one. Oh, cool. Hi, Crafty Beginnings. I'm sorry I don't know your name, but welcome. Welcome, welcome. Oh, thanks, Miko. Do that, Chris. Do it. Make an apron with faces all over it. Why not? Why not? So anyway, this is what we did last week. This was made with a file folder, part of a file folder, and then we just did some mixed media techniques on it. And this all came from my scrap box of crap. We put a little pocket in the front, a little pocket in the back from the leftover parts of the folder. And this was, you know, again, from the leftover bits of this and that. And then I just stitched in a few pages of different kinds of papers. There's drawing paper and graph paper. Some of the graph paper has lines on it. Some of the graph paper, a different kind, had squares and so forth. So it doesn't have a lot of pages in it, but it's so super simple because it's just a 3-stitch pamphlet stitch, which that's another class that I have. No, I'm sorry, it's not 3-stitch. This is 5-stitch. I did it and I'm not even telling you the right thing. That's another class that I have here on YouTube that was from the website, and it was how to do different kinds of pamphlet stitches to bind books. Very simple. If you've never done any kind of binding and you're curious about how to start, the most simple way possible is with a pamphlet stitch. And I go really slowly and I show you lots of different examples. So there is a class for that. Tons of people show you different ways to do pamphlet stitching. It's my way. So anyway, that's what we did last week. Okay, so I was thinking don't know why my throat has decided it's just going to go south, but it is, so. Just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, hopefully you didn't hear that. I muted you so I could clear my throat. It's better. Do you need a lot of supplies on hand to do projects? It just depends on what you're going to do, Tracy. I know. Hi, Julie. Did I say hi to you? Crafted Beginnings is Michelle. Boy, you probably will have to tell me that a few times. But thank you for sharing your name. That really helps. Barbara and the Chicken Pot Pie Society. It really, that's a crappy answer that I just gave you, Tracy, but it is the truth. It depends. Some people use magazines and recycled pages from books and stuff, and they make wonderful things, with a glue stick and recycled everything. Hi, Tanya. I tend to show lots of different things. I do have a lot of stuff, but that's because I do lots of different things, and I teach classes all the time for our website, HowToGetCreative.com. So, it's in regards to the elite class, the VIP group. Again, it truly depends on, sometimes, okay, here's my theory about classes, okay? Nobody's ever required to do a class just because, speaking for myself, just because I sign up for and pay for a class, I don't feel any pressure to complete the class. I mean, Lifebook, for example. I really enjoy Lifebook. I haven't done it for a couple of years just because of, I didn't even have time to watch the videos the last time I did it. But it's a great thing because you get to see lots of different teachers, teach lots of different styles and so forth. But I don't feel any pressure to complete any class just because I sign up for it. Many times I just watch the classes, A, for entertainment, B, because I'm just learning something, and sometimes it will trigger my head to go wandering off in a different direction. It has nothing to do with what the teacher showed, except maybe it was let's say Neocolor 2 crayons, and it's like, oh, I have some of those because I bought some at a garage sale for $5, and I have some of those, and I have not fully explored them, and I haven't used them for a while. So I saw this technique and I thought, oh yeah, I should do that, right? So other people feel like they need to do exactly what the teacher says and shows, and so they want the exact same supplies, they want the exact everything, so that they can do it. So it just really and truly depends on how you learn, what you like to do, what are your resources, do you have limitations for getting resources, whether it's money or time or availability or whatever. So I know it's a crappy answer. It's a crappy answer, but it is the best answer I can give you. How about that? Yeah, garage, yeah, it was. There was a friend of mine who was moving out of town, and she was a quilter, fabulous quilter. Her name is Juanita. It'll come back to me in a little bit. I was just writing a blog post about this the other day, that I will forget somebody's name or some small word that I use every day, and yet I can remember the name of the driveway that my neighbors named their driveway that ran beside our property. Crazy. Juanita. Now I'm going to drive myself crazy. I'll be right back. I have to answer this question. Her last name is Yeager. Yeager. Juanita. Juanita. Yeager. Yeager. She's a fabulous quilter, and she used to live in the same town with me, and she decided to move. And so she wasn't going to take all her stuff with her. She was just going to get moved and then replenish her stuff. So she sold all this stuff. So she had a set of, I think it was, I don't know, 25 or 30 Neocolor 2. She'd used some of them, and she sold them for $5, along with a ton of books. I was in hog heaven, let me just tell you that. It was a very expensive ordeal for me, but not as expensive as it would have been otherwise. So, anyway. Yeah, Becky loves to substitute things. Dorothy, you're getting some really good suggestions in the chat. So, anyway, there you go. Substitutions are a good idea. They really are. All right, so here's where we are. Let's go back to this. I was cleaning out a cabinet. Or actually, the truth is I was looking for something in a cabinet, and I ran across these. These are pocket pages. These are left from the days from whenever you want to display ATCs. This is 9 pockets. These are the things that you can put sports cards in, like baseball cards and that sort of thing, or ATCs. Or you could put pocket letters in these, and I have some examples of those, but I didn't pull them out. And the pocket letters then could be folded up. You stuff this with whatever and fold it up, and the theory is it goes in a large regular envelope, and then you send it to people, right? So I had a bunch of these left over, right? Okay. Well, then I happened to be leafing through a book of mine, and there was an idea for using these to make a journal cover. And I thought, well, that'd be fun. I just saw those, and I was leafing through this book, and I thought, well, I wonder what we could do. So I have played with this idea about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes. But I have a whole lot of these, so if I screw it up, we'll go, well, that didn't work, and move on. Right? Okay. So here's what I'm going to try and do. And the reflection's going to be nuts, and until there's something inside these pockets, it's not going to help anything. Here, I'll throw some. I have some stuff in here just to give the camera something to look at. So it's just some the right size pieces, and it'll just give us something to look at. Right? Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. Okie dokie smoky. So these little pieces are 2.5 inches wide and 3.5 inches tall. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think, and they're flimsy. There may be some on the market that are a lot heavier than this. These are super, super flimsy. And I thought, I wonder if I could take the idea that this other author had used, and I wonder if I could kind of use her idea and make something out of this. She had used the pocket pages for storing color slides. You know what I'm talking about? The kind of slides. When I was a kid, my dad loved photography, and he would take pictures, but he would always have them printed, whatever the terminology is, in the color slides, you know, the little color image inside of a cardboard frame. The disadvantage to that is you had to have a slide projector, and you put those things in the slide projector. And when I was a little bitty kid, his projector was, I don't know, it wasn't very big, and it slid back and forth. And so you slid the thing across, and you put in a slide, and you had to go upside down and backwards, I believe, which is never a good thing for me. So I did not ever do that. My brain does. Upside down I can do, backwards and upside down, You put the slide in, and then you pull it across, and then you take this one out, and you put the next one in, and you slide it across. And so that was how we watched those slideshows for many years. And then came the day where he got the fancy carousel that had, you know, the slides. You could preload all the slides in the carousel, and then you just push a button and it would automatically change the slides. So those slides are what I'm talking about. And so you could take, people would store them sometimes in these pocket pages that were made specifically for them. Bye, Gail. Thanks for stopping by. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you. Okay, so that was, yeah, so if you submit artwork to galleries and all that kind of stuff, absolutely. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, the author of this book had used that to make a journal cover, and I thought, well, I don't have those, but I ran across these when I was digging for something else. Isn't that funny how that works? Where you see an idea and you go, maybe I should do something with that. Maybe that'd be kind of fun, something different. I don't know if I can. You know, it takes me a while. It rumbles around in my head for a while. And then I ran across these pocket pages, and I'm like, well, I wonder if we could do that. So there you go. Hi, Janice. Yeah, dreaded vacation slideshow. That's right. Yes, yes. The funny part, I will tell you the funny part about, and then we will get busy. Funny part about slideshow. My dad was a professor at the university, and he took lots and lots and lots of pictures. Hi, Shelley. He took many, many pictures of flowers, plants, and all of that, because that was part of his teaching and his being a professor. Well, he loved to catch my mother in unusual situations. Like, he loved to say her name, and she'd turn around always with this goofy look on her face, and he'd have the camera and snap a picture. He just thought that was riotously funny. Well, she was, there were lots of kids in our family, 5 girls, and she would, because there were many, the older 4 were pretty close together, and so she would double duty. When she had time to take a bath, she'd usually bathe whatever the current baby was with her. So she was in the bathtub bathing the baby, who was an infant, pretty small baby, and the baby decided to nurse in the bathtub. So my mom's relaxing, nursing the baby, and also getting clean all at the same time, and cleaning the baby. So it's a, multi-purpose. My dad realizes this, so he just somehow snuck around the corner, managed somehow, I don't know how, not to catch any of the super embarrassing parts, but took the picture of my mom and the baby. And that picture made it into every slideshow ever. I don't know where he stored that picture or how he managed to do it, but it would flash on, flash off the screen, to which my mother would consistently yell, "Jimmy!" And then my dad would laugh just riotously because he thought it was so funny. Yeah, he thought he was way funnier than he really was. He really thought he was a lot funnier than he was. Oh, that's good, Shelley. So that was my dad, and the story about the color slides. When my dad in particular, passed away, thousands of color slides. Not an exaggeration, thousands. Yeah. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So these are the pocket pages and they're very flimsy, for ATCs or sports cards. Okay, so I have the pocket openings facing me. I don't think it would make a whole lot of difference. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this way, just cause. And I'm going to use my sewing machine, okay? Because I need to connect these together in order to make the spine. This is going to be the spine, where it's going to be doubled, and then we'll have 2 sets of pockets on the front, 2 sets of pockets on the back. Do you think it's going to work? Think it's going to work? Oh, he was a card. He was very much a very serious professor. Very serious professor, but once in a while he could do something. I have to tell you a funny story while I'm setting up my machine. His father was the mayor of a town in Illinois. And my grandfather apparently did a ton of jobs in his life. A ton. And mayor was one of the jobs that he did. What I'm doing is I have a piece of wax paper in my presser foot, and I'm going to rub this on the bottom of the presser foot in hopes that it will stitch over this plastic more easily. Maybe will, maybe won't. This could be really good, you guys. It could be an epic fail. We don't know. Anyway, so my dad was close to the end of his life at this point, and he didn't have a lot to laugh about because he was not feeling well at all. And of course, nobody really knew how close he was to the end of his life, but he was pretty close. And this one day, he decided that for whatever reason, he flashed on this story about his father. And I've never seen my dad laugh, like belly laugh, like hard belly laugh until this day. And it was just a few weeks before he died. And my dad always did dad jokes, terrible dad jokes and puns. He loved dad jokes and puns. But he didn't laugh, out loud a lot. And so this one day, he was trying to tell me a story about his father when he was mayor of this town. And apparently there was somebody that was coming in that was really an important hoo-ha in the city that my grandfather was going to have an important meeting with. And and it was apparently warm, so the doors were open in whatever the office building where my grandfather's mayoral office was. So the doors were open, and the floors at that point in time, you know how they used to have hardwood floors, and they would come in and they would just wax the tar out of those things where they were, you didn't ever dare walk on sock feet, because if you did, you could kill yourself because they were so slick. So my dad's trying to tell me this story. It took him the longest kind of time to tell me this story. Well, apparently my grandfather, with the other, whoever it was, important person, were sitting across the desk from each other. My grandfather's behind his desk, the door is in front of him. And he sneezed. It must have been a big bad sneeze. And he sneezed his teeth right out of his mouth. He had false teeth. Sneezed his teeth right out of his mouth. They hit the floor that has been freshly waxed and buffed and all that. They skated across the floor, across the hall, and into the office across the way. Which I don't know if that was secretaries or who it was. But anyway, so my poor grandfather had to go and retrieve his teeth. And then my dad after a long time, finally got that story out. And I don't know. I was so stunned at my dad laughing like that I don't think I ever asked him about the rest of the story. But anyway, isn't that hysterical? Grandfather sneezed his teeth out of his head. I wish I'd known that grandfather. He passed away before I was born. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so let's come here to the sewing machine, shall we? Let's see if this is going to work. All right, so if my head gets in the way, I apologize. Here's what I'm going to try to do. Do you see these little perforation type things? And if you have a fuse tool, you could do this all without using this, but I don't have a fuse tool, so I'm going to do this with my sewing machine and see if it works. All right, so I'm going to line these up. I'm overlapping. My intent is to overlap those holes from each one, and this is the binding edge, like the little binding edge of the of these pocket pages. And the pockets are on the same side at this point. Anyway, so let's see if this is going to work. Okay, so, well, we are off to a roaring start. I didn't hold my mouth right, so hang on, we're going to start this again. Yeah, we're going to start again because I didn't hold my mouth right, so something was slipping, I think. I don't know. We'll find out. I told you, this could be really good or it could just be horrible. Alright, so take two here in a second. Alright. Probably would be better if a person would put some glue on some of these and get them to hold still first. Alright, let's try again. Alright, line up the top edges. Alright, we're going to start inside. Of course, now my thread's too short. We're off to a great start, you guys. Great start. It's a good thing you don't have, if you have anything else to do, this might be a good time to go do it. Alright, let's try again. I'm not watching chat, can you tell? Sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself and other people. And if your life gets too serious, then think about my grandfather sneezing his teeth right out of his head and having him skate across the floor into the opposing office. Okay. Alright, so I this time went backwards first. Alright, I'm going to overlap these holes, fused areas that look like holes but aren't. If this works, we're going to just be impressed. If it works, we're going to be so impressed. Whoops. Presser foot went inside the pocket. That's never going to work. That's never going to work, people. Alright, hold the things together. Okay. Yeah, they've slipped a little bit, but not too badly. Not too bad. Actually, not too bad. Okay. Whew! Well, that's enough to give your heart a little bit of palpitations. Hi, Margaret. Okay, so, alright, so here is what we've got so far. And even where it crunched up here and the presser foot went down inside the pocket, didn't do too badly. So it's not too bad. Alright, on the other side, over here, this is open. Okay, I know this is really hard to see. This is open, so I need to stitch down that part as well. Because I don't need that flapping in the breeze, right? So let's see if we can do it. Everybody hold your mouth right. Okay? So wish me luck, and let's see if we can do this again. I may need to go from the top down so that if it slips and twists, it'll do it the same direction. We'll find out. Okay. Alright, let's try it again. Now, if you have if you're fortunate enough to own a Teflon presser foot, that's a very good thing to use when you're stitching on plastic. For one of my other sewing machines, that I had a long time ago. I had that, but this machine, unfortunately, I don't have one of those for. Okay, and so then we're going to just come here. All right, now your sewing machine, if you have a one that's newer than 1950s, will have, okay, that's all I'm going to do with the machine. Give me a second, let me put it away. We'll have a zigzag stitch, so that's another option. I did do that as well. I did try both of these earlier. That's as much as I got done. All right, so it worked fairly well. Give or take a little bit, it worked pretty well. I love, you know, I'm going to tell you, the truth is I sew far more things that are art related than clothing related. I did my background sewing wise, I started in 4-H. Actually, that's not true. My mother taught me how to sew on paper first. And once I was qualified that she thought I wasn't going to stitch my fingers, which I did down the road. I stitched my fingers a couple of times because those machines back then didn't have good ways to protect your fingers. So, you know, she thought she protected me, but anyway, so she taught me how to sew, and that was just because I begged and begged and begged and begged for her to teach me to sew. And then that was what I was interested in, was garment sewing. And so I learned to sew all kinds of garment things back in the day. And when I was in junior high school, I don't know, I heard somebody mention the word tailoring, and I thought, well, what is that? What is tailoring, you know? And so I found there was a store in our town that taught tailoring. And so I was in 8th grade, and everybody else in the class were adults. And I begged my mother that I could take this tailoring class, which I absolutely loved. I absolutely loved it. The first thing I made was a green double-breasted bonded wool, if any of you know what that is. Bonded wool, which is a nightmare to sew. But anyway, that's what they had. Bonded wool coat that went to my knees. You know, it was a winter coat. I was so proud of that thing. Oh my goodness, I was proud of that thing. Then I went on to make the same coat again in a better wool and so forth. And I just, loved it. Takes forever and a day, but I loved it. It was so much fun. I sewed my own wedding dress. I sewed my stepdaughter's wedding dress and all of her people that were in her wedding party. You know, so I did a lot of my dress, lest you be impressed, my dress was in the 70s, so it was cotton, muslin, easy stuff to sew. My stepdaughter's not so much. Her dress was a lot more, fussy. Lots of laces and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that was my background in sewing. A lot of garment sewing and tailoring and all that kind of stuff. But I use it so much more. My machine is now a tool that I use in my creative work. I haven't sewn a garment and I don't know when. Now I will hem jeans and that kind of stuff. And I'll repair something if I have to. I don't know about you guys, but I wear out one elbow on my shirts that I wear in here in the studio. I don't know why. My left elbow, I wear that out. So I have to patch the left elbow of every one of my shirts. I'm right-handed, but I wear out the left elbow. Go figure. There's the Mary ITA. Mary, I was talking about you earlier. And your hop. Is there anything I can't do? There's a lot of things I can't do. Let's not go down the list. Okay, back to this, shall we? Okay, so what I did is I used some 3-in-1 glue because it's clear and it's shiny, and these are shiny. And I put some glue. It's always going to be visible, but you know, whatever. I put some glue on those threads in an attempt to keep them from coming undone. Because it's not like there's fabric there to hold those threads, right? And let's see, what else was I going to say? I don't like, you know, some people really like, or maybe more accurately, they don't mind the threads hanging off of things. Some people really like that. I have to tell you the truth. I try to like that. And my garment sewing days come back to bite me, and I don't like it. So it's like I don't fight it anymore. It's like I just, you know, I just figure out how to get rid of the thread ends because I don't like them. So there you go. If you like them, great. All right, so there's this little tab thing that has holes in it for putting this into a binder. And I'm going to cut that off just because it's kind of like having threads hanging. So let's see if I can do this. Now she's concentrating and she can't talk. All right, try to keep the scissors out of the pockets, Barb. Okay, good enough. Moving on. My favorite phrase in the entire world. My son taught me that. Good enough. Moving on. There's another one of those over here along this edge. Can you see that? Maybe, kind of. This is a terrible thing to show on camera. Oh well. What else do you have to do today? What else do you have to do today? If you got something better than this, please enjoy your day. Okay. I'm sure somebody's going to get cranky about it. But that's okay. It's par for the course. Alright, so people, in theory, this is going to be our book cover. In theory, this is going to be the book cover, like this. In theory. This has got two sections in it that are overlapped just to make it, you know, a little stronger or whatever. So here's the one I played with. This is all the experimenting I've done on this. This is what I did earlier. Pardon me again for the throat issue. So this is the thing I did earlier. And on this one, as I don't know that I ever finished my thought, but if you have a machine that is newer than the 50s, it should have a zigzag stitch on it. So you see that? On one side of this I put a zigzag, on the other side I did a straight stitch. So, you know, it's two different looks. Whatever. Okay, so what I have done, let's just switch to this one because it's the one that I've already started. And from here on out, who knows what's going to happen. So what I did here is I recycled some packaging. This was packaging from clear sticker paper. It was Silhouette clear sticker paper, printable clear sticker paper to be exact. It's this packaging stuff. And I cut it down because I wanted something that wasn't super thick. So this is kind of like a heavy cardstock. So I cut it down to be ATC size, 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches, right? 2.5 by 3.5. And then I started looking in my papers of my hand painted, jelly plate printed, paste papers, whatever. And I cut 3 of those. And then I took one of these little things and I glued it. I used 3-in-1 glue because it grabs really fast and it tends not to warp the paper. So I glued those two things together. I put the printed side against the back side of my little painty paper thing. And that's as far as I got. So I have these 3. And so those are going to be my spine. And at first I was like, oh, well, how is this going to work? Because this pocket is on the outside, you know, where I can easily get to it. But then the other pockets for this one and this one are on the inside. And then, stroke of genius that I am, it's like, well, who cares what side that is on? Right? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Okay, so it's now actually got a little bit of strength to it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to work, or do you think this is just a completely stupid idea? So tell me, what do you think? I'm taking a break. I'm going to see what you guys have to say while I have a little bit of coffee. You think it's going to work? Barbara Clark thinks it's going to work. Hi, Miss Allie Kay. Well, we got several people that think it's cool and they like it. So, hi, Deborah. You think it'll work? Margaret's not sure. Margaret says, we will see. Yes, and I will sew the signatures in down the middle. So we're going to work on the cover for this today. And then if we think it's a possibility, what I'm going to do is we're going to come back next week. We're going to put signatures in it. Because I think we should use some more of those pockets and maybe make the signatures. Here's my thought. Again, this is inspired by something I saw. So here's another one. I got a jillion of these pockets, right? So I'm thinking that we might take this. I'm going to cut this little bit off. Fold one part of this, one section of these pockets over. Put in my papers in here. And then that would become the signature that will sew into this binding. I don't know. It might work. Might not. I don't know. Might work. Anyway, we're not there yet. We'll figure that out later. Okay, so I need 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 more pieces of these for this side, and I think I'm going to just take advantage of the other side too, so we should have 12 for this side. White is fine for here because this is where I'm going to stitch in the signatures. Yeah? Hi, Tina. Hey, Laura. Okay. Let's dig in the painty papers. What do you say? What do you say? Let's dig through the painty papers and yank out some that we can cut into ATC sizes. So, what did I say? I need 24? Yeah, 24. Okay, so you get to dig through here with me. And hopefully this is not going to cause any avalanches or anything. So, these are all loads of scraps of paste papers and painty paper. Why does a person keep this? Why does a person keep this? As she puts it right over there. Tiny little scraps, I'm telling you. Please tell me I'm not the only one that keeps little bitty scraps of crap that should be thrown away. Okay. Alright, I like this one. I think I can get one out of this, maybe. I'm not going to cut these up. This is, yeah, and see, a person who has good things that they really like, they should not be in with all your other scraps. These were used on the website, but nevertheless, they're in here. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so I'm just going to set, well, this one's already probably the right size. Let's see. Has a dragonfly. Let's see if it's the right size. 2.5 by 3 3/4. Well, that's good. All I have to do is cut it down. Oh, there's some more. I must have used these for something. Oh, there's a good one. Okay. Oh, that one's kind of good. This one's all right. So my theory is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down a whole bunch of these and hopefully different patterns. And I'm looking for cardstock weight, not paper. This is newspaper that's been, old newspaper that's been paste papered over. Let's see what this size is. So what, okay, that's 3.5. Okay, we can use that one. So what I'm going to do, here's my thought. I'm going to cut down the pieces to start with. And then, after I do that, 2.5. Ooh, just barely. Not quite. After that, then what I thought I would do is I would doodle on them. How about that? Doodle on those. Alright, these have some interesting patterns on them. Alright, we'll save that one. And maybe this one. I don't want too many alike, so that's all we'll do on that. So you get to look through my scrap box with me. Scrap box of goodness. Okay. It's always good to have too many choices, don't you think? Ooh, that's a cool one. I wonder what that was from. Who knows? Oh, that's got some good possibilities. Some of these are really thin, so I don't want to use those. Why? Why? I don't know. I don't know. This might be a good one. They don't all need to be super busy, you know what I mean? Here's another, this is another newspaper or something. Magazine, newspaper, I don't know what. The Merry Wives of Windsor Overture. Woman's Hour. Anyway, okay. Scraps, scraps, and more scraps. Okay, I'm getting down to where there's either going to be really good stuff or nothing at all. You can tell that I like the same color palette pretty much. I will pull out the same colors for many of the things that I do. So sometimes there's not a lot of variety, you know? Yeah, sometimes there's not a lot of variety. And then I come through and clearly I was doing something that required a bunch of little squares. So now we're down to the section here where there's all kinds of squares punched out. Yeah, and if all else fails, and you make a little accordion book and then you stuff it in your scrap things. That's kind of silly, isn't it? Kind of silly. I am glad I am not the only one who saves all this kind of stuff. Look, there's the, what was that thing called? Viewmaster slide. That might be fun to, one of those might be fun to doodle on. Okay, so, boy, I haven't looked at a lot of these things in a long time. It's fun to go through your own papers, you know what I mean? It's fun to dig through those. Oh, and then there's a random tag. I wonder why that's in here. Anybody know why this is in here? Probably because I didn't like it and I thought it could be recycled into something else. Probably why. Everything has beauty. Okay? Okay? Everything has beauty. I don't know why that's in here. I don't know why any of this stuff is in here. Tag is in there because, that's right, Miss Allie K, that is right. So anybody have any questions you want to ask while I'm doing this? Since we're just digging through my junk in this trunk. Okay, that's good enough. We'll cut these into ATC sizes, and then we'll go through there. So if anybody has questions while I'm doing this, this is a good time to ask me, because I'm not having to pay super close attention to what I'm doing. Treasure hunt galore. This just fascinates me. It's like, why did I do that? I don't know. I don't know. I like this. I have to use that for something. Okay. So I'm going to get my bigger guillotine cutter because it's going to be easier to use. So let me get that. I keep this in a separate part of the studio so that I have it set up all the time. Yeah. Yes, that's true. That's true. Why? The answer is because. All right, this is that stuff that I use to cut those extra pieces. It's really lightweight. Maybe 80-pound cardstock that I recycled. All right, so let's cut some. Let's see if we can cut some. All right, 2.5. All right, and this, I don't know exactly how accurate this cutter is, so we're just gonna, you got to get on the right line, however. Yeah, okay, that should be it. We'll find out. We'll find out here, because if it's not right, it's going to let me know. But I think this has got some possibilities, you know? I think it's got some possibilities. So what are you guys doing today? Today's kind of a sobering day in America. The anniversary of 9/11. However, you know, you celebrate the lives and the positive times that we had. Remember, and then you have to move forward. It's like that. Life is like that. All right, let's do this. I'll just do this 3.5. Okay, for the record, I'm throwing this away. Just saying, I am throwing that away. And then I have to promise myself that I won't dig it out of the trash. Okay, did I do that? I did that 3 inches, so I'm going to have to cut this down. Let's do this 3.5, and then I'll go back and cut that, because I didn't cut that right. Okay, 3.5. And let's come back and cut 2.5. Okay, so we have these to start with. This is good. I know, doesn't it? Think about your blessings. That's right. Think about the blessings. Okay, So let's go 3.5 on this one. See if I can measure better. You know, I'm telling you people, there are some things that I'm pretty challenged about. Sometimes people think I can do a lot of stuff. There are quite a few things that I cannot do that people don't realize that I am not good at. Measurement is one of those. That's why I have to see. What am I saying? Measurement. 2.5. Okay, what's off? All right, apparently nothing. I scared myself for no good reason. No good reason whatsoever. Thought I was off on all of them. Okay, 2.5. All right, let's see if this piece is big enough, shall we? 2.5. 3.5. All right. You know, here's the thing. If you have painty papers and you don't like them, cut them down into little things like this. And look how cool that is. This was just a piece of junk, right? Just cut them down and you can make some of the best things out of little pieces and parts. Little pieces and parts of things. So, and sometimes out of one piece of paper, you can get multiple things. Like, let's see if we can get something else out of this one. Do I want something else out of this? Let's see. 2.5 by 3.5. Okay. How many of these do I need again, people? How many do I need? You guys are in charge of that. Okay, 3.5. You guys are supposed to be in charge of keeping me straight here. 3.5 by 2.5. I hope somebody's counting. 12 or 24. You guys, that is not helping me. Okay, that is roughly 2.5. Might be a bit small. So, people, I'm telling you, you got to keep better count than what I'm counting here. The answer is 12 or 24. Oh, you guys crack me up. Okay, let's see if we can get a straight cut here. Okay, first of all, how wide is this? Oh, just use the ruler. Oh, 2.5. Okay, all right. Well, let's do 2.5. Oop, that was close. That was close. And we'll do 3.5 and see if I measured correctly. I'm telling you, it is not my strength. Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we need 2 more for that group. And then we need 12 more for the other side, right? Right. Okay, I'm throwing this one away. I'm also going to donate this to the trash. I know, some of you would want me to keep that, but I'm resisting. I am resisting. Okay, 3.5. Let's do 3.5. I'm so glad to use some of these. So glad to use some of these up. All right, 2.5. Okay, there's another one. Oh, I love this one. I love this. Is it wrong to love a piece of paper? I love this paper. Oh, love how this looks. Now, it was totally a random luck of the draw that it turned out like this. Okay, 3.5. Okay, we're going to do you at 3.5. And let's see, where's it going to fall at 2.5? That's all right. That's okay. Look, see, when you cut all that mess down, look what you end up with. Don't you love that? I love that. No, Marilyn, don't say that. Don't say that, Marilyn. Don't say that. Okay, let's get one more out of this. So let's go 3.5. Trying to get me to keep that so I could spray through it. Nope. You almost made me do it. But I was strong. I was strong. This isn't looking right to me. Did I do this right? 2.5, basically. Okay. See? Okay, 2.5. All right. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, let's do 3.5. We're going to do 2.5 on this one. This is a busy piece. Busy. Busy, busy. All right, I'm going to have to get rid of this. Okay, so what did I do? 2.5. Okay, so which side do I want? We'll do this side. So 3.5. This isn't going to take as long as I thought it was going to take. 228. We might actually get this done, this cover. You think? We won't get the book done, but we might get the cover done. Okay, good enough. All right, what else do I want? Digging through my papers over here. How about this one? All right, let's get rid of this. And yeah, don't encourage her. That is the truth, man. Thanks, whoever had my back there. Thank you for having my back. Marilyn was trying to get to me, but I was strong. I was strong. Strong like bull. Okay, 2.5. Here's hoping that these all fit in those little pockets. The pocketses, huh? Alright, I'm trying to get a variety. That's what I'm trying to come up with here, is a variety of, okay, 2.5 colors, because I think if you're going to invest time in something like this, you might as well make it interesting, yeah? Alright, how about, let's do this one. Let's do this one. Yeah, this is going to be a good one to doodle on, I think. The best person that I know of for being ruthless with her stuff is Dee Dee Willingham. She will be ruthless with her supplies, and she will cut up anything in a heartbeat. And I think that is, let's just do it this way. Me, I'm keeping it. I'm like, oh no, I might use that for something. Oh no, can't get rid of that. Oh no, gotta keep that. Okay, let's go to, oh, there's a hand. There's a hand. I can't get rid of that. Let's get rid of this junk off the side. All right, and then let's see where it's gonna fall if we do 3.5. 3.5. I'll get most of that hand. Not all, but quite a bit. All right. Well, if I could measure, it would be really good. Be really, really good. Okay. It's going to do that. 3.5. All right, what do I have here? 3.5. Is this 3.5 also? Yes. Okay, so which way do I want to make it? 2.5. 2.5. Well, we're just going to go this. So I'm going to lose the fingers, but, you know, that's the way it is. I like the colors here. Okay, good enough. All right, let's count again. Let's see how many we got. Hi, Joan. Hi, Dana. A good dose of Barb. You're getting a good dose of nothing, Dana, today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, there's one set of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, all right. This is going to be like putting a quilt together, you know. I'll have to arrange and rearrange and arrange again and rearrange one more time. You know how that is. You know how that is, right? Okay, that's 3.5. All right. Ooh, this is going to be dicey to get this to cut off. Oh, it did. Excellent. And then 2.5. Do I want this 2.5 or do I want this 2.5? Let's do this 2.5. A little more interesting. Okay. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Let's see if we can get something out of that. Maybe out of that one. I'm trying to get a variety here. This is really weird. I should do something with that. I don't have any idea what I did to make that happen. No idea. So let's cut it apart. This one's really thick. This must be mixed media paper. All right, 3.5. It's good to have variety. All right. 2.5. All right, just for good measure, let's cut another one of these. Okay, and then this one. Let's see. See what we got. All right, 2.5. All right, I think I got 2.5 up here. I think I can get it. All right, 2.5, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's cut this off. And I'm actually throwing some stuff away. Oh, this is good. Oop, nope, that's not going to work. Because I'm going to have a hunk out of that one. Okay, well, that's all right. There's more where that came from. There's more where that came from. Okay, that's not going to work. All right, that's not going to work. It's too small. All right, this one should work. No problemo. 3.5. And we should get 2.5 here. This is going to go down in history as the most boring stream ever watched. How'd you spend your day, honey? Well, I went and watched Barb cut paper rectangles. It was so boring. Okay, 2.5. It might be really cool when it's done, though, you know. Sometimes I think it's good to watch somebody's process and just listen to them rattle. At least I enjoy that. At least I enjoy that. Okay, 3.5. Okay, I surely have enough by now with some extras. Okay, so I'm going to get this off my table. Okay. Time for a little bit of a break. Watching paint dry. You know, I don't even mind watching paint dry with other people. I don't. What's up with that? There must be something wrong with us if we like watching paint dry, or we don't mind it. Hi, Anne. My hand near the cutter? Oh, it wasn't. It looked like it was, but it wasn't near the cutter. It really wasn't. It appeared that way, but it really wasn't. Okay, so let's just, for grins and giggles, let me get all these papers, extra paper stuff out of my way. There's going to be such a mess here to clean up. So what's new? What's new? Okay. So let's put these in these pockets and let's just see if this is going to work. Hi, Cheryl. Nah, it wasn't that close. It really wasn't. I know sometimes things look that way. Believe me, there isn't anybody that's any more conscious of cutting things and closing blades and all that than I am, honestly. Okay. All right, so this is this. So let's, these all have kind of a similar vibe happening. We have to go this way because, actually I'm going to take, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this one out, turn it around, because the writing was the wrong way up. Or the wrong way down, depending on how you look at it. Because I want the hand going this way. Okay, good enough. Moving on. Okay, so let's just sort of arrange some pieces here. I'm telling you, you can tell my color palette and the things that I like because the colors end up to be so much alike. It's like, oh, yep, there she goes, using that. Okay. So I'm just digging through my little, my deal-a-meal cards, right, Laura? I love it when Laura talks about her deal-a-meal cards. Those are a little boring, so we'll put those in the back. I like numbers and letters, so we might put that one. And I like this little dragonfly thing. Maybe we'll put this one up here. I don't know. We're just going to put them out. Hi, Elizabeth. Okay, so we're just kind of dealing out the cards here just to see what they kind of look like. I don't know. I don't know. You think this is good? Do you think it's not good? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, peoples? What do you think? Tell me. I like that green one a little bit. I like that one. It's kind of too much like those. Kind of like that one. Alright, I'm going to get out of the thing so you all can see it. You love the colors? Oh, good. Cool. Alright, so what do you think? This is going to be the front part. This will be the back. It seems a little milk toast over here. A little milk toast. How about that one there? And what about this one? That's too much. I like this one better. Okay. All right. So here's what's going to happen. Now, we're going to just have to fit these in. Oh, good. The pockets are on the other side. That's brilliant. Okay. So we're going to have to do this, and we're going to have to do this, like so. And let's just, for grins, let's just randomly take ones for the other side. All right, let's just pick them at random. Okay, I'm going to pick them upside down. I'm going to pick them upside down. Hey, Ellie. I'm going to pick them upside down. I'm going to pull this one, and I'm going to put it with this one. I'm not even going to look. We're just going to be surprised. And then I'm going to put those together. Okay? So, we're going to just pick one. How about this one? I know what that one is. I'm not going to pick it. Okay, and put them in. Oh, well, those look so close together. That's okay. We can always rearrange. No commitments have been made here. No commitments have been made. No commitments. Okay. All right. Yet. No commitments have been made yet. This one. Watch. It's probably going to look so much better from the other side because I didn't spend any time selecting. I just randomly grabbed. You know what I mean? Okay. This one. And we're going to put it in. Oh, don't look. Don't look. We're going to be surprised when we turn it over. And this one with, I looked. Let's grab this one. Okay. So, whoop. Hello. You have to do them back to back, Barb. Back to back. Yeah, it's not totally random because we have the prerogative to change our minds. Okay, so then we have these that we have pre-selected. Pre-selected. All right, let's take these. I hope this works. If it doesn't, it's a whole lot of time that I've spent for you and for me for nothing, huh? That one is, this one is a thin paper. So we're going to take one of those that's a little heavier maybe. Well, I'm assuming if you have something else worthwhile to do today, you would be doing it rather than watching me slot things into pockets. Okay. Come on, cooperate here. Now, I'm going to glue these together before I make the final thing so that they will stay together inside these pockets. All right, we had 2 left over. Let's see the 2 that are left. Those are the 2 we have left over. Okay, so if we like the arrangement, the book is going to look like that's going to be the binding. That's going to be the front. Okay. It's going to have a spine like that, which is reasonable. So that's the front. I like books like this that are kind of narrow and long. There's the back. Pretty cool. All right, let's look inside. See what we think. Well, there's a lot of this in a row. So we might change out this so we don't have all of the same in a row there. Put this one in. Okay, that's got some good variety. And over here, we got 2 pinks together. Maybe we'll take out this one because I like the gold on that one. We got gold on that one. Then we got 2 of these that are pretty much the same. But those are the same. Okay, we're going to leave that. I think we'll leave that. So this will be the front cover, the inside of the front cover, spine, inside back cover. What do you think? You think? You think? What you been doing, Ellie? 10 bags of concrete on the new path. Holy mackerel. Whew. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue these together. So you guys are, it's meeting with your approval so far? That's good. Okay, so I'm going to put these in here. Glue these together. So I've got a prayer to keep the pairs, you know, that we've spent all this time putting these pairs together. I'm going to kind of put them together. Keep them together. We'll try. Oh, don't stick yet. Don't stick yet. You gotta be quick with 3-in-1 glue, man. You gotta be quick. I don't think I was quick enough. Oh, come apart, come apart. All right, let's try again. I'm better with tacky glue than I am with 3-in-1 glue for some things. This would be one of them. But I like the way that the 3-in-1 doesn't, I don't know which way this was around, so it doesn't matter. Okay, don't stick yet. Come on now. Come on now. This is called Watch Barb Fumble with Glue. Oh well. Okay, I'm not going to fight it anymore. No more fighting. We'll just trim off that which doesn't suit our fancy. And then ink the rest. Call it a day. Okay. Good enough. We'll ink the rest. But I like how the 3-in-1, you know, doesn't warp the paper. Hey, Joycey. How's Joycey? I missed you on Wednesday. All right. Now let's try. Let's see if we can do this in a more reasonable way, shall we? They're not all going to be the same, so I need to get over myself. Okay. All right, it's good enough. Gotta live with it. Gotta live with it. Gotta live with it. Yeah, that's making those, that makes them better if they're stuck together. Gotcha, Joycey. I understand. You gotta take care of yourself. Absolutely. Have to take care of yourself. Okay, so I'm going to do this front cover, gluing these together, and then we'll play with some doodling on them. Because that is my other thought. That it would just be fun to just do random doodles. Well, we should ink the edges first, don't you think? We should. We think we ink. Bye, Elizabeth. Thanks for hanging out with us. Is Race still here, or did he do a drive-by? Hit and run, so to speak. He's probably not here. He probably has things to do, places to go, people to see. When you live out where he lives, it is a fast-paced world, or at least it was. It used to be, before all this nonsense that we're having to abide by. So how is it for everybody? How are things going in your world with the proverbial COVID thing? Okay, why aren't you fitting back in this pocket? You came out of that pocket. You can fit back in this pocket. He was never here, he said. Yes, well, he's been known to lie. He has been known to tell a fib or two in his day. So here, where I live, we have one university and 2 colleges, and students all came back, and which our community is very, I guess you would say, dependent, very much affected by what goes on at the university and the colleges and so forth. It's a big boon to the economy and an equally devastation to the economy if the students are not here. And so they opened everything back up, and students came back and all. All right, which way was this up? This way, I think. So the positive cases skyrocketed immediately. So it's been a little dicey. So far, so good, Joan. That's good. Yeah, different places. It's different, isn't it? Yeah, our schools are, I think our schools are pretty much open virtually. I think I said this last week. I don't know how the school district affords this, but they had iPads for all the kids. I have no idea how they afford that. But anyway, it's not my problem. And the day before school was to open, the virtual school was to open, I think it was the day before, maybe 2 days before, the developer or somebody changed something, and it disabled all of the iPads, so none of the iPads worked to get online to the school. None of the links worked. So then that meant all the parents had to take the iPads back to the district office or wherever, school district office, I guess is the correct word, and sit in a line of cars because nobody could get out and, visit and socialize and all that. So everybody's isolated in their cars. And then they had to wait until it was their turn to go have the powers that be redo their iPad. I can't even imagine. I cannot. Of course, it was hotter than blazes, too. I cannot even imagine. The nightmare for everybody concerned with that. That's crazy. Anyway. to admit I was really grateful that I didn't have any kids in school. That sounds incredibly selfish on my part. I know. I acknowledge that totally. I had 2 kids in school. I went through the whole school thing. So, you know, it's not like I didn't pay my dues. It's not like I didn't pay my dues. Hi, Josie. Oh, no, Josie. I was hoping that might have been different than that. Not yet, huh? Not yet. Okay, so this section is... Whoops. Help if you could see what I was talking about, huh? So this section over here this is the spine, supposedly. In theory, that's the spine. And this section's the front cover. So, and I've glued these together. I have not glued those. I've glued these together. So let's pull some of these out. Get out the bag of pens and markers. And let's see if we can just play around with these. I want to ink the edges too. Bye, Cindy. Okay, let's ink the edges. What color ink do you think I should ink the edges? What color ink do you think I should ink the edges? Bye, Alicia. Good to see you. Anybody have an opinion? Becky says brown. Everybody's scared to say. Black or dark brown? All right, I have brown. Navy. Cobalt blue is always my go-to. Black or brown seems to be the consensus. All right, let's see what I got here. Okay. I have, what is this? Sepia, or what's a new cobalt? What's the other one I have? Coffee. Those are the 2 browns I have. I have this, which is cobalt. So those are our choices, okay? So here, you guys vote. We'll take the one that wins. Cobalt, sepia, or coffee. I don't have gold. Yeah, don't have gold, so that one's out. Dorothy's gone for sepia. We have 1 sepia, 1 cobalt. Oh, Josie, don't make my life complicated. We're going to make them all the same. Coffee, cobalt, coffee, cobalt. Sephora. All right, let's do cobalt. Cobalt seems like it might have a slight edge, and because I like cobalt, we're going to do cobalt. And I'm going to break out my fresh, brand new cobalt ink pad, because this one's getting dry. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do that. All right, that's that. My poor little sponge is about had it. Let's try it on the spine. We'll see if we like it on one of the spine cards, huh? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm making this for you guys. Yep. Okay, I guess I could zoom in a little bit so you guys might be able to see a little bit better. This is my little container of my sponges, my inking sponges. All right, let's see what we think. Oh, there's nothing like a good fresh ink pad, is there? Or freshly inked ink pad. Let's just go ahead and ink both sides because we can. The edges aren't necessarily stuck totally tightly down to each other, but you know. It's good enough. They're good enough so they're not going to be, you know, coming completely apart. Okay, come on. All right, what do you think? I think it looks okay. It's just kind of a subtle change, subtle difference anyway, right? Hey, Gail. All right, let's do this. So this little sponge that I'm using to apply this, it is kind of shedding pieces. So every once in a while, I'm going to have to pick up all the gunk with my lint roller. And I tend to not ink very heavily, and then I'll go back and re-ink the first one. Because that's just, I don't know why. Oops, I didn't do the other side. I don't know why I do that. When my son was little, he used to say, he still says this to me once in a while. He'll say, "That's the how of it." So sometimes I say, I don't know why. It's like, well, that's the how of it. That runs through my head still. I hear that little boy's voice. Because that's the how of it, Mommy. There are some things that you never get out of your mind. Certain sounds, certain aromas. The class that I'm just about ready to post for the website is about making silk paper. And I was writing the blog post, and I was writing about the when I was a little kid. Okay, so there is, yeah, the top one needs a little more ink on it. Yeah, we'll re-ink this one just a little bit. Not enough room on my table. Goodness sakes. Anyway, I was writing about the smell. When I was a kid, the neighbors that lived behind us, whose driveway name I could remember when I couldn't remember the last name of my friend earlier. They raised silkworms in their house. You know what? I have absolutely no idea why. They were both of the mother and father. So here's the ones that are inked. Okay, those are inked. The ones to the right and the left are not. Yeah, the inking really helps. Anyway, they raised silkworms. And as a kid, I had no idea what the smell was. It wasn't a stinky smell, it was just an unusual smell. It took me a long time to learn what that smell was. I don't know what they did with those worms. I don't know what if they raised, I don't know what it was. I have no idea. It was just, oh yeah, they raised silkworms. Okay. Highly likely that it was a project from something to do with the university, because I know he was a professor there. I think she was too, but I don't really remember. Silkworms, yeah. That is an odor, a smell that I will always remember. Isn't that funny, Joycey? The things you remember. Well, it doesn't surprise me about you, Joycey. Joycey remembers everything. We call her Noodle, because her noodle remembers everything. At least that's why I call her Noodle. So if you have an abundance of these pocket pages hanging around, you know, it might be worth playing around with it and just seeing what you can come up with, huh? And my nose is itching. What's that mean? I'm going to kiss a fool? Or something like that. Okay, I'm going to do... Let's do the rest of these real quick, and then we'll doodle a couple, and then we're going to call it a day, huh? Yeah, I like the cobalt. I really do. That is my go-to ink color, so I should have just started there, because it's really the color that I like the best. I don't know why. For a while I used black around everything. And then I somehow switched to cobalt. And I'm using archival ink, which is a permanent ink. I don't know why this one wants to be ornery, going back in the pocket. Hi, Mary. Are you headed out, Linda? I do like that bright orange is a good color. I like that. And this was junk, leftover scrap paper from the jelly plate printing. Some of those are my favorite papers, although I always like the painty papers from the plate too. This paper has a lot of texture. I'll see if I can show it to you. Let's see if I can focus. See all that? That is texture. It has that kind of dendritic look about it. I think it was where I had too much paint on the plate, and when I pulled up the paper, it left that great texture. Okay, so don't forget about the mixed media technique hop that's going on. It will resume sometime this evening. I don't remember what time it starts again. If Becky's still here, she can, or Mary Autier, either one of them can, or anybody else that's involved with it can tell you what time it resumes, because they did it early, like super early this morning, my time. And then they took a break, and then they're going to resume this evening. You can find it on YouTube as search for the hashtag time4 art. But I don't know what time it resumes. The live parts of it, it's a live stream hop. So, and if you want to be entertained for the evening, I think it goes pretty much all evening. Hi, Beth Salter. Or I'm sure you can go to the Mary Autier's channel, and I'm sure she will have all of that in a description. Or maybe she has it under her community tab. I don't know. I had a busy week this week, so I'm a little bit out of the loop of details. Well, that was a little extreme, Barb. Okay, there we go. So we have the spine inked, so you can see. So there's the spine area inked, and there's the front cover inked, like that. Okay. All right. Hey, Judy. starts at 5:55 p.m. with the Mariatiers channel. Okay, 5:55 p.m. at the Mariatiers channel. Got it. Okay, so let's just take one of these out. We'll just start here. And you know, here's the thing. This is the front cover, and if I don't like this, I have others. Nothing's ever committed to me. You know, it's like if I do it and I don't like it, it's like, okay, I'm ripping that apart, taking that out, getting rid of that, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay. So I'm digging through my stuff to get some jelly roll pens and some Posca pens. Go back to my same favorite ones. It's my same favorites. All right, let's, does this have a right or a wrong? No. Okay, let's do all right, let's do this. I guess you might want to see what I'm doing, huh? That would be nice. When you do stuff like this, it's good if you don't try to be too meticulous about it. It's better, I think, if you do a little bit wonkier as opposed to perfect. And this is a Moonlight Jelly Roll pen. And this is like a neon orange. Or as my son once called it, orange. I know, you're welcome. I don't mind at all giving you earworms for the rest of the night. Because goodness knows you guys give me enough of them. I have cobalt ink all over my hands. I don't expect any sympathy from that. None whatsoever. Just in case you were thinking, I was expecting you to feel sorry for me. This is a white Posca paint pen. And it's really nice because you can get them in different tip sizes, and that gives you just all different kinds of dots. For example, this one is a PC3M, right there, PC3M. This one is a PC5M. This one is a PC1MR. They're all white, but they're different tip sizes. Go do it, Ellie. Don't resist. Don't resist. Clearly, this one needs to be shaken up a little bit more. Sometimes when you let them sit for a while, they take a little minute to get sorted out, to sort themselves out again. All right, so So we're gonna just like let that one just kind of sit and dry. So I'll just put that up there. And here is dragonflies. Dragonflies. Well, these are tiny little dragonflies. And I need a piece of scratch paper here. Because I want to test my pen for color. This is a glaze pen. I have these all tested on something else. I just am too lazy to go look for it. Alright, I want something that's going to show up, so we're going to use that color. We're going to use this blue because I want it to show. You know, if you're going to go to the work of doing something, you might as well have it show. So this is a glaze pen. So it will take a minute for this to dry. And as I said, if I don't like what I'm doing, because sometimes that happens, then I'll just change my mind and do something else. It was something I did recently, and I don't remember what it was, and I thought, oh, that's the worst thing I've ever done in my entire life. And I let it sit. I didn't make a snap decision about it. I just let it sit. And the next day I came back, or maybe 2 days later, and looked at it. I can't tell you now what it was. And I was like, now, I know there's something about that I really don't like, but for the life of me, I could not remember what it was. So I decided to just move forward with whatever it was, because it's like, oh, I think that's okay. You guys ever have that happen to you? All right, so we'll leave that one alone. All right, let's go to the next one. And I'm just doodling on these. I am not, doing all kinds of other stuff like getting out stencils and stamps and all that kind of stuff, which of course could be. Could be another great option, Alright, I'm going to let that one sit for a little bit. I like, most of the time I will come back and after I let them sit, do a little bit, I'll come back and do something else over the top, just because of the wonderful things that you can do. And the Moonlight pens, you have to let them sit for a little bit and dry for the color to actually show up. When in doubt, dot. Right, Dorothy? Isn't that right? Mm-hmm. And I have some metallic Poscas, so let's see if any of these want to show up. This one is copper, I think. Okay, so I'm going to let these sit. Let this one sit and dry. Maybe come back to it later. Who knows? All right, so just play, no commitment, just play, just embrace the fun and the doodly doos. Good enough. So constantly, for me, it's a process of do something, then keep going, then do something else. Sorry, I know I'm zoomed way far in. Can't see when I'm that far in. And then it's highly likely, because I am a word person, that I will take some of the Tim Holtz words and add a word onto these because I like that. Anyway, that's enough of that. You got the idea what I'm thinking about. Yeah, that dragonfly is it is a stencil. It's a stencil, which is a fun stencil. Okay, so my voice has had it for today. So that's where those are going to go back in. Some of them are in various states of drying, so those are going to go back in. So there's the front or the inside cover and the spine. So next week we'll make signatures and we'll put in this book, and we'll see what we think. Could be a really good book. On the other hand, it could be a yucky book, art journal. And if all else fails, I can take all the ATCs out and use them as ATCs instead of on this book cover. So there you go. Okay, that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. And I will see you next week. That's the plan. On Friday, same time, same place. And so I will see you then. Come over and check out HowToGetCreative.com. We'd love to have you be a member. And I will see you next week at 2 p.m. Eastern. Remember to get creative today, because you know it's easy. I'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.